volgt de poëzie. Uit de nieuwe eigen vorm waarin hij zijn gedichten presenteert, doorgeschreven regels, zonder strofen of witregels, blijkt nog eens zijn afkeer van conventies en algemene gangbare formules. Graag uw aandacht voor Razvan Toepa.
Hello. Thank you for having me here in Rotterdam. There have been some wonderful days. This is the last one. So the poem that I'm going to read is Atingeri in Romanian. It also has a story because in English the title is Romanian Hits. The translator asked me why do I ask for this kind of translation, as Atingeri means to touch. But also atingeri in Romanian is something that a parent, an abusive parent, would use whenever would hit the child. They'd say, I'll just touch you. So the poem is like this in Romanian. Ceea ce numeau toți tinerețe s-a dus și în locul ei nu e nimic. Când plouă, Bucureștiul se chircește ca un adult care își amintește bătăile mâncate în copilărie. Și noi am cunoscut comuniști de 2 lei care au fost bunici minunați și ne-am bucurat de securiști bătuți în cap care aveau părțile lor bune. Erau specialiști în ceva. Citiseră. Am fost convinși că informatorii au suflet bun, doar că au nimerit prost. Și noi, ca și tine, cerul nu crapă, doar curge constant un lichid care îți arată adevărata față. Nici măcar nu încerc să mă feresc, dar ne menajăm reciproc orașul meu. Ne urâm atât de decent că în momentele bune suntem duioși. Se întâmplă des. Ne abținem și ne băgăm în seamă cât putem de puțin. Mai ales că ne bănuim deja, fiecare suntem orașul celuilalt. Nimic nu poate să fie mai trist decât 5 minute în plus în fața șaormăriei. Totul e minunat, pachetelul de carne mărunțită cu mirodenii și condimente miroase acrișor, încurajator, doar 5 minute, atât. În ziua asta plouată ca un câine, în fața șaormăriei, ne despărțim de tot ceea ce nu ne lăsa să plângem. Nu spunem nimic, doar foșnetul tot mai palid al pungii pe care o strângi în palmă. Lași totul pe masa de plastic, șervețelele sunt cele mai discrete, noroiul tău este noroiul meu și toți suntem fericiți, după duș, acasă.
Hello. When we look at your, they're gone right now, but when people look at your poems, they almost see a brick. It's a brick.
It's a brick, right? Yeah.
But if you look closer to the poems, you see bold lines, italic lines. It's not a traditional form for
No,
a
it isn't.
poem.
No, it isn't. But this is my way of arguing with the traditional form, because actually the poem is written in a traditional form, but this is just for typographical reasons. I choose to present it like this because every mark on this text is just marks a new line,
Yeah.
or an even stanza, an even line, like for yeah. So my point of departure was the fact that we already know how poetry should look on the page, and we tend not to read it, just to look at it. So I've tried to do the other way around, not to give the opportunity to the reader not to read. So make him read
draw
what
in your poem, and they
exactly.
got to continue and continue
Yeah, so
reading.
it's like the 3D is inside this 2D
Okay.
form.
So you want to capture the reader.
Yeah, because I'm expecting some kind of an adventure for the reader in order to understand it or be bored by the poem.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't want.
So it's okay to be bored, but
Yeah, it's okay to be bored. But what I don't want is the reaction. Hey, it's poetry, I know.
oh yeah. And the lines are connected with each other. That's clear. But how do you make them? I had the idea that some lines were ready-made, or
Sometimes, not in this poem, but in other poems I use ready-mades. I have an entire section in a poem made just from titles of different interviews with Romanian personalities, and the titles had a strange sound when taken apart from the man that said the thing. At some point, someone used that poems to put them on music. So I worked with this composer, and I said, you can take out whatever you don't like from the poem and just use what is polite for you in for the composition. So the guy simply took out everything and just left one line that was not even mine because it was just something that someone said in an interview. And in the end, he said, but maybe we'll sign this other guy for the text if these are his words.
So did they do that?
No, they didn't, because they said yeah, but it was my choice.
Okay. But and I remember you're talking about singing and music. I remember at the opening of the festival, you sang a line as well.
Yeah, I did. That was the Romanian national anthem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know how to sing.
No,
at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the worst control of my voice in singing.
It sounded good.
Yeah, it did. At the beginning, when I did that, I used headphones just so that not to lose the sound. Now it's better for me.
And okay, we were just talking about the form, but if we go to what the poems are about, I have to look through. And an important theme in your work has been called relational poetics. And what is meant by that? Can you explain that?
Yeah, I can explain. It's like it started all with Glissant's Poésie de la Relation, where Glissant speaks about the fact that whenever he formulated this as a reaction to negritude, the movement of finding the identity in the colonies for the people there, and his reaction was that when you search for your own origin, you will find it changed. Someone asked me earlier if I like Nietzsche after. I didn't think that this is from Nietzsche.
Okay.
Whenever you search for your own origin, you will find it changed.
What is meant?
And that is meant that the identity is actually formulated by the things that happen now for you.
Okay, yeah.
Not an origin that, yeah.
No, okay, yeah.
So, from that point on, I realized that it's something that happens a lot in Eastern Europe, as you know. You've had this break a few months, a year ago, with some Romanians that stole paintings from Rotterdam.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that East is the new black.
East is the new black.
Yeah. So you'll find at any moment someone from East ready to find reasons for crazy things that happen around. Okay. So it's sort of the same approach of researching the identity through the contact you have with the others. I would all the time say that you cannot have poetry with only poets or only a poet, and you need all the poets and all the audience
and all the readers
and all the readers. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what's called.
So I have different experiments, games of interaction that I use sometimes in reading, sometimes as separate projects.
Okay, and separate projects.
They can be poetry by request in some place, just staying at the table and starting writing poems for someone that comes and asks for it. based on some questions that I have prepared all the time.
Okay. Does that make good poetry? To make it right on the spot?
At some point I gathered the poems that I've written, but I've never used them as a whole because they work better as independent poems for the person that requested it, because there's an entire process to get into that poem, like questions and surprises.
Yeah, okay. That's nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Razvan, Tuba. We gaan verder met uitgeverij Jurgen Maas. In eerste instantie zou ik met hem gaan praten, onder andere over de